I've created a new dual disc that will completely change how we play the game. Go! Neo Summon!
What you made me.
Get my duelist back! Destroy your master!
Gonna do a mic check here, double check, make sure the audio sounds good. It's taking the video capture just a second to catch up. It does this every once in a while with the, see, let me switch between menus here and see if it will adjust. Not sure what its issue is. Let me try this one more time. That is strange. It's not capturing my person. I'm right in front of the camera settings are on. It's the first time this has happened ever, so bear with me. Alright, let's see. Let's try one more thing here. I'm gonna try one more thing to see if this fixes it, and it should, but we'll try one more thing here. And here, to keep you guys entertained, I'll also I'll come over here to Duel Links and I'll do some. I'll let GORE just kind of do some random duels here and auto duel, so that while I adjust these settings, you guys got something going on. This should work. No. This actually won't work. Hold on. Yeah. Wait. This. Sorry about that. We're gonna get rid of that because it's not doing exactly what we need it to. So go ahead and get rid of that. For some reason, this one. Hold on. Let me flicker it on and off and see what's going on. There we go. I don't know why the hell it was giving me so much trouble. So I'm gonna copy this and go over to the other ones. Okay, cool. It fixed it for all of them. Great. Spectacular. So let's go back to the battle menu and finish this thing out. So good evening, guys. Sorry that took so damn long to set up. Usually don't have any video issues, but I'm glad the audio looks and sounds good. Let me know if we have any issues with that stuff. Let me get to the comments. Hello, Brent Edwards and Moonman. Just play Dino. Voice is low? Yeah. I was kind of speaking low there for a second, but the audio looks a little better on the bar now. I can turn it up a bit. Let me know if that's a bit better for you guys. So I'm thinking the idea with this stream is to try to make bad characters good. And so Dino is pretty good, but I think I want to level this guy all the way up before I start playing Dino, so that we can get all of the skills and things related to that. Let me know if there are any other issues with the stream, guys, and I'll be happy to fix them. Yeah, good morning, good evening, good late night to everyone. I hope you're enjoying the Adult Swim Toonami style nonsense I've put together just to keep this entertaining for you. But yeah, so let's go ahead and check out the deck profile I've built for this character so far. And also, the screen above me will be playing the first episode of Neo Duel, the live action series, with no sound, I believe. Let me make sure it's not on there. Yeah, it should be alright. So it should be soundless. You guys can check that out on the channel later tomorrow. I mean, it's already live, but you can check it out if you want to. Basically, it's just the Neo Duel show. And so let's get into what the deck here is. Now, normally I start my streams off with like replays and things like that. You know, what we do last time on Yu-Gi-Oh kind of nonsense. But really, what we're doing here today is we're looking at the Gyoki deck. Because the thing is, I feel like this deck has some potential. And I've looked at the online deck list, you know, any kind of events that this deck has even gotten close to winning, things like that. And, you know, I feel like it's got some potential if you level the character up. But I also kind of feel like this is a really bad character and not like shitting on it per se. But if you go look at the character and his skills and what he gets as he progresses, like the only truly good stuff here, unfortunately, are the gems and Gyoki rematch. Everything else, it kind of doesn't really matter that you get it, because I think it's really hard to get a copy of Gyoki rematch. So that'd be this right here. So I'm going to put up the battle screen so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So if you go Battle HUD, you'll be able to read the card with me. So target 2 Gyoki monsters in your graveyard with different levels and special summon both of them in defense position, and then you activate 1 Gyoki rematch per turn. So the reason this is so good is not because it's +2 monsters, it's because you summon those 2 monsters, and if you haven't used their named effects this turn and send them to the graveyard, you get 2 more Gyoki cards. So that's why I'm kind of opting to do the Gyoki build over the Dino build. I really like the mechanic of every time you send some of the cards away, you get new Gyoki cards, and you can kind of like burn through most of your deck pretty quickly. Now this profile, I'll do a quick round so I can maybe explain some of the mechanics behind these cards and stuff before we start. We might even go live and duel people live with it to try to improve this deck, which is a real good way. So Gyoki is getting power creep. Do I have Forbidden Droplet? Yeah, I do. But I think what I'm going to do first is kind of figure out the better deck ratio and strategy to use, because I noticed they have a really shitty opening hand a lot of times, which kind of sucks. Not speaking about this one in particular, but just in my past experience with this deck in Duel Links' format, because there is not a Link 1 Gyoki. So unless you have a way to spawn out 2 in a turn or something like that, then there's basically not much you should or could do, and then your opponent has to interact with that. So generally online, you're going to have someone kind of like have their field set up on first turn, second turn, so it's not spectacular. So my goal here today is to either level Gore up enough to make him good, or to at least figure out what the best deck ratio is. My preferred thing would be to have Suprex kind of like at 3, because he's specials. He's basically your Goblinberg of the deck. But, I mean, it's not definitive that you need it that way. I feel like there's another way to cheat out certain things. But we're going to go ahead and do this. Go Suprex. And then his effect will special summon another Gyoki. So, and what's cool is it doesn't matter what level the Gyoki is, right? So if the Gyoki is, oh man, what's going on with my screen up here? Did you guys see that? Did I do that to it earlier? Hold up. Let me fix that YMP screen. It's being weird. There you go. My bad. Anyway, so what I was saying is it doesn't matter what level the Gyoki monsters are, so whenever you use his effect. And I did a little spice with this deck. So I did the Ferocious Flame Swordsman, which has kind of like an extra buff just for Gyokis in its own little way. And that's the ability to, 1, buff all Link monsters by 500. So if you do this later game and you've already got your bigger Gyoki Link 4s and stuff out, it's pretty cool. But also, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect while it's in your monster zone, then you can target 1 non-Link warrior-type monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and then banish it when it leaves the field. So, if you had like 2 copies of Headbat in the graveyard, or 2 copies of literally any Gyoki in the graveyard, special summon 1 of the additional copies back, not 1 of the ones you've already used the name of, and then basically this gives you a freebie, send 2 more cards to the graveyard, draw 2 more cards later kind of nonsense. So he's really good late game, sometimes he's okay early game. This guy's kind of better early game. I really wish they had a better Link. Well, actually, I think they do have 1 better Link too. You have to level up to get it or whatever. But I think it does better at pointing downward or whatever. So bear tag. So we're gonna use both of these. They chain together. This is kind of cool. It does a little chain blocky thing. So unless they have like Droll, this is usually something that goes through pretty well. Sometimes, if you do Jet Ogre and you take something like the field spell, you have a free monster reborn out of this. So I'm going to do this, take 1 of these, and then we're going to take 1 guy to discard, right? So I'm going to discard 1 of him so I can reborn him, right? So we'll use Headbat, send the Snake Dude, Twist Cobra to the graveyard. We're going to give him the attack points. This isn't going to do anything for him really, but we're going to move up to activating our field spell. Now, this thing generally never goes off quick enough for you to actually use it as its intended effect, which is that after 3 of these counters are gone, or 3 monsters you kill by battle, um, you get to special summon a bunch of Gyokis. But the thing is, you generally have either died by that point or killed them if you've gotten to attack that many times. So, yeah, so I think basically the best way to do this is to go use his effect. You can pop this. Oh yeah, no, that just changes to attack mode. Okay, I did make a minor error. So I was thinking you have to add the 2 spells to your hand to get the Monster Reborn, but that's okay. You can still go 1 up. All that did was change his monsters to attack mode. You can still go into your Great Ogre, that's fine. You still get the 2. This is kind of the play you want, at least for Great Ogre, to kind of always be out, because he lowers all their monsters that aren't linked monsters. Then we do Jet Ogre, he's going to boost the attack. Okay, so now if I add this to my hand, that gets me the +1. This will, your skill is basic. Go's skills are not great, at least in my opinion. The Dino Wrestler one's probably a little better, but alright, we're just gonna go with this. And unfortunately, most of the Link monsters don't have the same ability as the monsters in the main deck, where if they're sent to the graveyard, they give you, like, another card or whatever. But, I mean, it's got a lot of advantage, so it's really hard for you to run out of resources, I feel like. And if you do, you kind of, like, maybe used them a little wrong. So we're going to go with this guy. This. This will give you a +1, because it's kind of like you destroy 1, take 1 back. We'll just take Super X back, whatever. Twist Cobra's effect activates. You could do Claw. Claw would negate them from activating anything during the battle phase. You don't ever want Headbat in your hand unless you have another Gyoki in your hand. If I were going to go for a Link 4, that might not be a bad idea, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take Claw. It's fine, whatever. Get it guaranteed. Just game end or whatever. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, you got KO using Novels. Yeah, I believe that, actually. Novels are kind of cool. I was looking at the concept of those, and literally we were talking about them in the concept of Neo Duel, because the single card column and Novellas or whatever are the only ones, or one of the newer pendulum mechanics that actually works, where it's not like trying to pendulum summon, but the dude goes from like the spell zone to the field to the extra deck back to the spell zone or whatever. It's pretty cool concept. I think it kind of fixes pendulums to some degree. I still think they could make a good pendulum, like actual pendulum summoning archetype at some point, but I think the Novellas, or I don't know how you say the name, but the Novels or whatever, I think they're a really good start. What's Utopia doing in the background? What's the event today? I'm going to check out the event real quick. I'm curious. Bash with what? Oh, it's the baseball bat Utopia. It's like a Rush Duel thing. I was like, wait, what the hell? Because I was playing the Utopias in the last event. I was like, I know I haven't seen that version. Yeah, let's go. Let's see what we can do against this. We got to do a few playtests so we can kind of figure out the proper strategies and all that kind of stuff. We will make mistakes and things like that. Oh, my bad. I also didn't switch between screens there. I will try to remember to do that. Alright, so let's see what we get. Okay, so I got a headbat. Okay, so maybe we can go to do this. Go with Twist Cobra. Twist Cobra's cool and all, but he has a really annoying part of his effect. It's actually, what's funny, it's a good thing in real duels, but a really annoying thing in digital duels, because it will constantly ask you things. So, I'm going to send him to the graveyard, him getting the attack. Now, Twist Cobra is going to constantly ask me if I want to, like, use his effect to tribute 1 to gain attack and all that, but we don't want to. So unless you immediately link summon with him, he continues to do that. Okay, so they should both give me 1 card each. And then headbat, and then what we should do is get the spell card. This is why I messed up last time. So you get the spell card, and then we'll take, let's see, are we out of summons? We already did headbat, and that's usually how you get your +1 in summon. So I would just say prep for next turn and take this dude here, because he doesn't have it this first turn. So basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to pop my field spell, because what's cool is it lets you destroy any card, and then we're going to take back. Yeah, let's do this. So we haven't used his name effect. It doesn't really matter who you pick, but it's just like a +1. So now we can immediately go up into using like one of the rank 3s or link 3s. Yeah, Power of the Guardian's not a bad card. I kind of just use it for testing if a deck is based off the battle phase already. So like this is a deck that kind of already does that. So I was like, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Use Jet Ogre, yeah, Chain. And then what this will do, this can give you the field spell back, but I feel like this is just meh. So sometimes they'll take the Claw to negate some damage, or this guy will have damage. If you want to prep for next turn, you can go for one of these guys, I think is a good way to go. Because you can always get a headbat after linking away. So like, I'm just going to do the prep for next turn phase thing, just to kind of, because it's not great, but your skill basically should prevent him from being able to be destroyed. So as long as they don't like banish him, then he's fine. And then your opponent here is a link player, so their only advantage is like if they play link monsters, because all their monsters lose attack equal to their defense. That's his effect. So what we're gonna do, so like I said, this was the setup for the next turn kind of thing, because you can summon him. He's going to give you the effect for summoning this dude. Like I said, levels don't matter. And then you can go for a 2 again. So this is what I was talking about doing late game. So if you want to do a 2. And if you were going to use your field spell, this would probably be closer to the time. And then we're going to take a headbat. And headbat, I don't remember if I can use him in the link of another Gyoki, because I literally just don't remember right now. But I'm going to go ahead and see by discarding Outstretch. Boost the attack of this dude. And I'm just going to keep boosting his attack up. Then we'll go ahead and put the field spell down. And now we'll see if we can go for a 3 with these guys, but we might not be able to. Nope, looks like we can go for a Nightmare Phoenix, which I kind of put in here for some spice to see if it was going to be any good. We got 2 Gyokis, so not him, +3 effect monsters. So that'd be a 2, 3, 4. So not really any of them that we're going to go for right now. We're just going to kind of play it out here. Nice. I still don't think this is gonna be that good in a live duel just yet. I think it's a little slow. It needs something. It needs something, you know? Okay, so it's going Link Spider. Activate, yes. So if he's destroyed by battle, we can get another one back. So let's take back Scorpio. Alright, cool. That's not terrible, and we want to get rid of him so that he stops pointing. So let's do this. We can go for a 4, but I feel like that'd just be win more for no reason. So this card points to. Nah. Just one more. Basically, you don't need to do all that. It's got 100 life points, so. Yeah, you could take, like, bear attack, but this is what I was talking about. You kind of, like, mow through your whole deck pretty quick. It's, turn 5, and I think we only got a few cards left in the deck, so. I mean, it's not uncommon or anything, but. Now you can boost the attack of this one. Spawn him, and then you can go for your 4. It's like, it's already win more, but whatever. You can kind of show off what you can do with that. I think he's, +2, so you can literally just use your weaker one. That's 3. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think I've got enough data here to kind of think through what we want to do to change this deck to make it good. If you guys have any suggestions for Gyoki, feel free to put it in the comments. I'm all ears. Also, sorry if you're hearing a fan in the background, but it's generally too warm where I'm at to stream right now in the middle of the summer without one. So hopefully soon it'll start cooling down, but that's just kind of how it is right now. So let's look at the deck that he's got and then maybe the skills, because the main event Gyoki only adds some cards to your hand, and it doesn't really like do anything else per se. It gives you the indestructible Gyoki for like 2 turns or whatever, right? So let's go ahead and look at the deck that I've got built. This is just a stand-in, and so is this. These can be removed, so let's kind of look at what I've got spell and trap-wise. Maybe just draw power, summoning power. We can look at other links that work with this. I feel like having Borreload in here is a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe take this guy out. So here, I'll switch screens one more time for you. I guess you can read the cards here on the battle head better in the deck menus. But yeah, I think. What do you think? Taking Nightmare Phoenix out, take out Salamangreat Almirage. Basically, Almirage is just like a trick to maybe have a Link 1 for like a normal summon to go into one of these other guys, because there's not a lot of Link 1s in this game. So here, I'll go to like the filters or whatever. Go Link. Go 1 filter. So I'm gonna look at all of them, and these are all of the Link 1s, at least that I've got. I think I can. Here, I'll double it up to all the Link 1s that exist, so that we can actually see kind of what we would go for. So yeah, let's start at the top of the list. We got Artemis, level 4 or lower spellcaster, not gonna work. Crusadia not gonna work. 1 non-link monster and an extra zone. Cannot be used as link. Okay, so probably not gonna work because you can't link stack with him. Needs dragons, won't work. Needs 1 normal monster except a token, so that won't work. No Infinitrax. 1 nightmare monster except for Nightmare Mermaid. You would have to bounce backwards into that one, so nah, you don't need to do that. So level 4 lower Cybers, that's not gonna work. 1 level 1 monster. We could maybe do Link Haribo. Link Haribo seems like it would be infinitely better over Almirage, right? I don't know. I'm thinking that's probably would be better, but I need to get me a copy of Link Haribo. So how the hell do we get that? Oh, just level up Playmaker. Ironic. Okay, I was already kind of do that on a different stream anyway. All right, cool. Magical Musketeer. These are honestly just a really badass looking card type. Alright, cool. Moving on. So, one non-link Tenyi. We're going to skip over Almirage and Bay Links because we know what those need. One Cyberse Link Monster. Sky Striker, Sky Striker. Sky Strikers, of course. Who knew that most of these were going to be Sky Strikers? Anyway. Alright. One level 4 lower plant type. So that's not going to work. Plant types, because these are all for the Son of Alon archetype. Okay, then the 2 Cyberse types. Okay, yeah, so literally our 2 options for Link 1 in this deck are Almirage and Link Karibo. So I kind of have to stick with Almirage until I get Link Karibo in here, which isn't great. Link Karibo, in my personal opinion, is just infinitely better because the arrow and the effect, because you contribute him. And basically, I could summon one of these guys and then respawn the Link Karibo from the graveyard and then pop off the effect of this guy. I generally don't like this card, but if you were able to use it that way, it'd be way better. Just as a card in the deck. And then also the fact that we don't have any Suprexes. So let me see where we can get one from. So I think if we do this, we can go click on this guy. Oh, it doesn't tell me how to obtain it? Damn. Okay, plan B. We click on this guy. We should say related cards. We'll see Suprex in the relateds. And we can say how to obtain them. Yeah. Okay, so Flames of whatever the fuck. Okay, so let's see. He's one of the ultra rares. And this is not a big box. Whatever, let's find out. Let's fuck around and find out. I got 600 gems. Let's see. Evil Sword, okay. If we get the Suprex, we did good. Okay, it's got night. It's kind of okay. Lots of Evil Sword stuff. That's kind of cool, Doomkaiser. Yes, come on. No, it's not it. It's literally the other one. So close. Alright, we'll probably have to duel for some gems, because it's literally the only ultra rare card left in the pack. So, what else is in here? There's for Scorpio, there's a few of these guys. Okay, so I mean, there's some Gyoki stuff still left in there. You could get a few more of these and that'd be okay, but my problem is that you can't get a copy of Rematch. Rematch is like the best card in the deck in my opinion, and you just have to level this fool up to get it. So what we're gonna do is he's just gonna kill everybody around real quick and an auto duel. We're just gonna let him auto duel for a minute and then see kind of how he does, because sometimes that's also a telltale. The computer, if it can use it pretty well, there's a pretty straight line to your victory or whatever, then I think it kind of makes it more consistent. Sometimes the computer will do stuff you didn't even know you could do. So every once in a while, let's see what it does. Okay. So it's gonna go link 2. So we typically do this ourselves. Okay. I wonder if it's gonna do anything different. Okay. You add 2 to your hand. So which 2 is the computer gonna choose? Okay, bear tag. 2 bear tags. Why? Oh, I know why. Because if it's not in your hand, it'll choose it twice because it's the optimal first card to the computer. That's so weird. That's so weird. But maybe also it's wanted to discard one with Headbat and then summon the other one? I don't know. It's got Assault Armor though. That'll be a good card to slap on there. Okay, so we're Scorpio. Okay, so the computer is not going off of strategy when it's adding cards to the hand. It's going off of the strongest card in the deck, which isn't a great way to do that, but alright. we'll let it do a couple more and see kind of how. It's an interesting insight at the very least, and it's gonna get us. What does this do? Activate. It's going to be targeting one warrior against 1,000 attack. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Our next goal is going to be 60. After that, we get a Dino Wrestler card, which we probably can't use in the build we're about to do. So some. Oh no, I mean we could technically give us a free spawn, but unless I'm using Dino Wrestlers, but I'm only a couple levels away from actually having a good card, so that's at least good. Because this is what I'm saying, like it just gives you another one of these, you get another one of these dudes, you literally get another one of these, and then you get 2 of these guys by the end of this. So that's what I was saying, like the only really good card in the whole pile is probably Rematch. But that's alright. It's literally such a good card, I think, that that it's probably gonna make it worth leveling this guy up, because you can add Rematch to your hand by sending any other Gyoki to the graveyard. So when you think about it, you really only need 1 for sure, but having like 2 or 3 so that you can do it again and again and again isn't bad. So if I can think of a way to at least just add it back to the deck just 1 time, then it's probably going to be alright. I can just use the 1 copy. Let's see what it does. Immediately normal summons for Scorpio and just passes. That's super weird. But alright. Okay. Link 1 into Almirage. Okay. I wonder what the computer will do with Almirage, because that's kind of strange. Okay, so it's always going to add the strongest. Why? That's very weird. The computer is not playing this the way I thought at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. Look at this. Yeah, I'm not. So, to answer you, Adam, I'm really trying to build Gyoki, not because of any particular reason than it's a fun challenge. So, I spent the last couple of streams doing like, kind of like more serious stuff because we were doing the YCS, and today I just wanted to do one that was a bit more fun. And Gyoki is kind of a goofy ass deck, if you ask me. It's like all wrestler dudes in their underwear, so it's just kind of goofy. But they had a mechanic that I thought was kind of cool, which is adding cards to your hand basically every time you use cards. So, I mean, I wanted to see if there was something there, you know what I mean? If there's anything good that we can actually take from that and maybe not even use Gyokis in the extra deck at all eventually. Maybe just use Gyokis as the engine to pump out, like, Link 4 monstrosities. I don't know yet. So, yeah, I'm trying to build Gyoki, but it's really for fun. This is for your entertainment, kids. That's all. Because I think I kind of got tired of watching the same decks in competitive, and I like competitive, and it's fun, but because we were doing that for, like, the last few weeks, I just wanted to do a stream where we have some fun and check out a deck that doesn't ever get attention, probably, because it is kind of, like, goofy, but I feel like there is some major potential here somewhere. I just don't know exactly what it would be. I feel like that it's definitely the add cards to your hand thing, but outside of that, I feel like there could be some synergy. All right, so is it thinking? It's got too many cards, so it doesn't know what to do now. So it's going to go Suprex. Okay, that's fine. It's probably going to go Twist Cobra. Is it going to use his effect? No? Okay. Go into a 4. Okay. So this is, it's just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay, that's very, very good example of that just now. Yeah. There's a very strange way for the computer to win that duel. Alright, so let's re-examine this one more time, check out the deck list, and see. I'm going to leave the battle menu up so that because we're going straight over to the deck menu. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this out. I feel like let's change out just a few cards. We don't need that. I think this is a good card for the deck. This is alright. The reason this is alright is because you basically can use any of these guys' effects to gain one of these, and then use this to destroy that to get another Gyoki. So, like, it respawns from the graveyard, and, you know, like, there's advantages. I feel like we'll keep this in. We'll take Assault Armor out. We'll take... let's go look at our Link 3s. So, let's go Filter, Link, and then we'll go 3, and see what we got there. So we got a Decode Talker, an Encode Talker, so those are useless as far as I'm concerned right now. Let's see what exists Link 3 wise. Okay, so out of favorites, let's go. My bad, I had my favorites selected. That was my bad. Alright, so we've got 2 monsters including a Link monster. That's not bad if it's a 3000, but the thing is the Gyoki monsters around that range aren't bad themselves, especially Great Ogre because of his effect. This guy kind of sucks, so I might take him out. He doesn't do a whole lot, unfortunately. Even this guy, their Link 4 isn't even that good, but the thing is they allow you to Link climb. So actually, let's try to change this up and maybe take out Thunder Ogre completely. And let's see what else we've got. We got Decode Talker, which is 2 effect monsters. It's not bad. Put him in there as a spacer for now. Encode Talker we can't use because he needs a Cyber's typing. Let's see. Who else do we got? 2 Link monsters. Nah, it's World Chalice stuff. 3 effect monsters. 3 non-Link monsters. I remember getting this guy for a specific reason. Gains attack equal to combined levels or ranks equal to the summon times 100. You can target. Okay, so you'd have to use quite a bit. So like 3 Link 3s would be 9. Would be its most. So 900 attack, target 1 non-Link monster. Yeah, that's not great. You'd have to dump a lot of resources into that card. Let's see. 2 Beast Warrior, Wing Beast, nope. 2 Trick Stars, nope. 2 monsters accept tokens. Gains 300 for each monster co-linked to this card. You can target 1 Link 3 or lower monster co-linked to this card tribute if you do special summon VLAN tokens. That's okay. It's 1900. Interesting arrows. I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. Let's see. 2 Cybers, that's a nope. 2 Dark Dragons, that's a nope. Level 5 or higher. This, okay, we got that. We got like Scorpio and Bear Attack. What does this guy do? Cannot be used as a link material, so it can't go up. This link summon monsters are unaffected by other monsters' effects. Or this link summon card is unaffected by other monsters' effects. You can only use each of the following effects of World Gear's Thurological Demiguri once per turn. What the fuck? Okay, so during your main phase, if control of this card that was link summoned using 3 monsters that had 3 different types and attributes on the field, man, that's not happening. If your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can special summon 1 world. Nope. Okay, so useless. But other than the attack stat is good. 3,500 ain't bad. But it's not really worth putting in here. So let's see what Link 2s we have. Because, I mean, like, the entire deck, I think, is kind of dependent on what good links are out there. Or at least for Duel Links, ironically. So let's see what else we got. Nope. Nope. Maybe 2 monsters at the start of battle phase. Start 1 monster to banish it. Okay. That's weird, because she points to only your monsters, it looks like. Binary Sorceress, nah. 2 normal monsters, nah. 2 rockets, no. 2 Fire Fists, 2 Effect Monsters. You can discard 1 card, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls. And if your opponent discards the same type as that card to negate this effect, otherwise destroy that card. I mean, it's kind of a dice roll, but you don't have to use his effect. You can just go up the link ladder. Let me see. 4 load, 3 plus. So that'd be 2. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. But you could just as easily do the same thing with these two. Okay. Because the effect has to beat Jet Ogre and this dude, I guess. And I'm going to take Nightmare Phoenix out simply because it never co-links. And the resources to make it just don't. I mean, you kind of can sometimes with this dude, but it just generally doesn't happen. The original idea was put Nightmare Phoenix in because, or any Nightmare monsters, because you're drawing cards, so it doesn't really matter if you discard cards for cost, but realistically, you want to play the Gyoki monsters on the field to get their second effect, I guess, so we're going to keep looking into that. 2 monsters, nope. 2 lower 3 higher cybers, nope. 2 fire, nope. You do have stuff like these guys, because they're all Earth type. So maybe the Earth type, whatever that thing is. Got Honeybot, nah. 2 monsters, but no effect. Nah, we don't really need to be building like a particular link board that I know of. Overburst Dragon. That's pretty cool looking design. I ain't gonna lie, that's really sick. That's so crazy looking. Alright, so let's move on. This guy actually, maybe, 2 effect monsters. So, Pinstag has a very interesting effect. Linked monsters that attack defense position monsters deal piercing damage. And he can easily co-link to, like, this dude here. So, that might be one of my ads. Let's see what else we got. During your main phase, if this links summon card, you can banish 1 card. Let's you target 1 link monster in either graveyards or summon it. Okay, I mean, it's okay. That's not bad. Make sure I understand that right. So during your main phase, if you control this link summon card, banish 1 card of yours that this card points to. Take either graveyard. 2 monsters except tokens. So maybe we make this like a toolbox link 2 deck. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take. It's a tough choice. I never use his effects, so I'm gonna take him out. I'm gonna add this dude. We're just gonna see how this works out. It might be really good, or it might be god awful. Okay, so let's just see how it works out. Your opponent's monsters can't target monsters. Blah blah blah. First time it's okay. That's not bad. Okay, but it's also Cybers types only. 2 monsters. What do we destroy by fire? Blah blah. Nah. Nope. Nope. 2 monsters. Activate. Declare 1 monster. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. All monsters become that type, or 1 attribute, and all monsters become that attribute. Okay. That might be good for a different deck, but that's kind of a cool card. Really neat design. We got one of these dudes. Nope. 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 Okay, 2 effect monsters. Target 1 card. This card points to. Each time it destroys a monster by battle, draw 1 card. Bird. Okay. So, 1 card that you point to. So, he would likely be pointing to this dude. Almirage. Okay, he's got a lot of, like, corner links or whatever the hell, so we'll come back to that. We'll come back to the bird. We're going to favorite the bird, and then we'll come back to the bird later if we need to switch to a different link too. And this guy right here is actually like a really spectacular link too. I think actually he needs to go in. This is such a good card for like low value, low cost kind of thing. Yeah, I think I might take Almirage out just to make the Link 2 toolbox bigger. Because the likelihood of getting 2 monsters out is actually relatively high. Um, the only other thing you can do with All Mirage is like open your first turn on a low level summon and then summon All Mirage and then maybe get a +1 off of it. But it's generally not enough of a +1. I don't know. Should I keep All Mirage in there? What do you think? Alright, I'll tell you what. We're going to do risky. We'll play one less of him. We'll keep the All Mirage. Just for a couple of duels. Because then that's at least easier. So 20, 30, not 20. Oh, yeah, sorry. I took out 2 spells and traps. So let's try and see what monsters we could maybe add in here. I've got a lot of odd cards. So let's see. I'm going to look through my favorites and see if I have any special summoning kind of monsters. Let's see. I got Dotscaper. He's not bad. We got an Effect Veiler. So maybe pop an Effect Veiler in there. That's not bad. We got a Scapegoat. Maybe a Grievous Fear Mode. Or maybe a Kiteroid, right? Maybe a Kiteroid. What is playing up here? What's going on? Has it just been playing whatever the hell that is up there for a cool minute? Here, we can go ahead and switch that to something else or get rid of it entirely. That's fine. That's so funny. Alright, so maybe like a Sphere Mode or Kiteroid. I don't know. Dotscaper lets you kind of clone him into another card. Let's try that. Screw it. Let's try a Dotscaper. It's probably not going to be good, but we'll find out. It probably won't be that great, but we'll find out. I'll at least do a couple test plays. Yeah. I can't believe we're already almost to an hour. The time just flew by. Just flew by. Okay, so basic stuff. Alright. I think we got 2 summons pretty easily. Anytime you get Headbat, you have 2. Risk Scorpio lets you summon him without tributing if you don't control monsters or only control Gyokis, so it's pretty dope. We're going to get rid of... These 2 are usually good to have in your hand during your opponent's turn, so I'm going to play this like I would play it. I'm going to send Bear Tag. Then we go for Jet Ogre. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got good 2s now. So he would be after you summon something else. Jet Ogre will let me get 2 more. So, yes, I think you'd still open with Jet Ogre. This just means you have better pairings if that's all you've got is Jet Ogre. And so if I take this, for example, and this, I activate the field spell. This should work. And then whoever I didn't summon before, so I'm gonna special summon this dude. Attack mode. Activate Bear Tag or Bear Tug. He's gonna reduce all their attacks. So I have 2 options here. You can link summon to a 3, or you can use his effect to force them into attack mode. Both are okay. I feel like I should just go for the 3. Even though I'm not going to deal damage, I think that's still not a bad idea because it secures a good monster on the field. We use Jet Ogre to boost the attack. And then I'm going to take Super X so I have a summon for next turn. Activate the skill to protect this dude. And he's just going to attack whatever. I'm not going to use him, no. Basically, Claw, his ability is to give you 500 and negate your opponent from being able to do stuff during the battle phase, so you get like a guaranteed attack. Alright, this is kind of neat. So this is working out not too bad in what I was thinking it should do. So, like, for example, when I was talking about doing the Link 2 toolbox, this deck struggled to get past the Gyoki Great Ogre as, like, a combo. Like, after that, there wasn't much going on. So he's got a lot of defense mode monsters, so I can go into piercing damage, I can return a card to his hand, I can start boosting my attack, and this would let me revive a Link monster, right? So I'm thinking we go for piercing damage or return one monster. I'm going to do the return one monster thing, because I'll get 2 more cards. So if I add Headbat to my hand, I'll be able to link 1 more time. And that's probably the only time this card's going to really come in handy like that. That's funny. Alright, so I'll use this effect to return the actual monster to his hand. We'll use this effect to get rid of Outstretch and give him a little boost in attack or whatever. And then we can go for another 3. So we can go into like a Decode Talker and co-link it, or we can go for like Pen Stag and deal piercing damage, or we can go and go excuse me, because these are 2s, right? So it's, even if this is a 2, you can just keep going up in the 2s. So having a Link 2 toolbox kind of makes a lot of sense, actually. So let's do Pen Stag just for the sake of making a point here. And they can just keep co-linking to Great Ogre. Yeah, that's kind of funny. So as long as you do like the up-down links, co-link them to Great Ogre, and that means Bird will work in here, because you would be able to co-link it next to him. Alright, I think we got an idea of what we need to do. Just do like a Great Ogre with a Link 2 toolbox is pretty neat. I don't think that'll be enough to like take it and be like super competitive, but I do think we could probably play through some live duels with it once I build it up. Especially once you get a copy of Rematch, I think that changes the dynamic quite a bit, because it changes your whole opening move to being able to link summon something much larger. You could probably have like Bora loadout first turn. So let's go ahead and add another. I'm going to take Decode Talker out, even though I know he's good and all that, but I think I'm going to add that Link 2 we were talking about, the bird. Let's see. He is right. I'm looking for it. There it is. So the reason I say this thing's going to work is because it's got the diagonal links. So I think if you go for this after you go for like Pen Stag or any of these other guys like Link Up and Down. I wish there were more Link Up and Downs that worked for it, but this would probably be the main combo. It's like Pen Stag and this guy, Great Ogre, and Bird. It's weird because they're all super weak, but kind of together they're gonna do something kind of neat. So let's do that. Let's see how that works out. And then after this duel, we'll go on a little 5-minute break, but I got some good late night bumps to play for you guys. Remember, we don't put advertisements really on here or anything like that, so it's just supposed to look like ads, but it's actually just funny jokes and nonsense. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do... This is a bad opener. This is what I was talking about before, so... Maybe you can go Link 1, go All Mirage, get a Headbat. This is... Yeah, okay, cool. So you can at least fix it. I'm glad we kept All Mirage in. Alright, so let's get Headbat. What's going on? Shouldn't I be able to use his effect to discard a Gyoki and... Oh, because I gotta control a Gyoki. Okay. Return him to our hand. Wow, okay. I ain't gonna lie, it's super fucked up. You could. There would be no need. I'm just gonna pass it. I'm just gonna pass it. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so I think you still gotta go Jet Ogre. Yeah, I think rematch is gonna make a huge difference because it'll basically let you summon 4 times in one turn, no matter what Gyoki card you draw. We have to take this one so we can get an extra summon. Did I already use Headbat this turn? Yes, yes I did. So let's go ahead and take him for our next turn, if we have one. And then he can force all them into attack mode, but there's some already in attack mode, so there's no need for all that. This is just going to pop the field spell. And then we'll summon Bear Tag back. Or Bear Tug. Bear Tug. And he's going to drop the attack down. Then we can go into a Link 3. She'll drop their attack down some more. This time I'm just going to take the field spell. Cool thing too is if you clear out all the spells of the deck, I guess, by adding them all first, you know you're only going to draw monsters and they're all going to be Gyokis. Alright. Alright. Not bad. So, cool. Now if we just go for Pin Stag, it doesn't matter that they're in defense mode. We can just attack and win. Something that I kind of like about this. So if you have a problem card, you should be able to go for the little co-link dragon dude. And if you have just the problem is they're defending too much, this should be able to do it. Should be. At least for now, until we go ahead and get the next step up. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so I think I know what we need to do as far as like opening, getting the deck in order and all that stuff. So I think I'm gonna take a little 5-minute break, show you guys some funny late night bumps and stuff, and then bump is just it's just what plays after a video, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go ahead and play some of those, and then we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, guys.
Awaited, I've completed my dual disc bow. Now let me show you how this thing works. It's pretty simple mechanism to slide these in, put the string back. Next I've got this pretty unique deck box that we're going to pop off the lid. Then there's a slide system on the dual disc itself to allow us to slide in the deck box. And now we've got our deck and graveyard attached. And just like that, it's ready to duel with. And you can draw cards, play them on each of the zones with no issues, and you can see that my zones, the cards won't fall off. Everything is super durable. Got 2 monster zones, field spell zone, deck, graveyard, more monster zones, and of course banishment underneath. And just one last time, let's go from dueling mode into bow mode. So I've been getting asked a lot of questions about the functionality of the sword dual disc. Now here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that you won't be able to hold a hand because normally a dual disc is mounted on your arm and you can hold your cards with this hand. But I thought of a solution for this really simply, and it's just that when you draw there's a slot right here that can hold the cards. You can barely even see it. It's so thin and small you can't even see it. And it's basically just a little spot right there that can actually hold the cards pretty well. You can shake it around, kind of holding them pretty good. And the more cards you have, the better it actually holds them. So you can see I'm shaking the dual disc. They're not falling out. It's going upside down. They're not falling out. So that's what you got to do. If you want to make a dual disc where you're going to use it with a handle-like system, just make a little spot where you can set your cards so that when you want to actually play, let's say I wanted to duel this guy, I could set one card down and play this card. Super simple, right? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Never reminded, never taken.
I've created a new dual disc that will completely change how we play the game. Go! Neo Summon!
Making emotion paintable inside. Tell me, is this what you made me? And I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
I'm gonna take you down, get my duelist back. Destroy your master!
back, everybody. We're gonna get straight back into some Duel Links for you. Let me do one more thing, and that is shut off this fan that I turn on in between videos. Oh, it does get hot in here, so I do have to turn on a fan. Literally, that's what the break is usually for, is so I can cool off a bit. So, let's get right back into it. I was looking into what we could do to change the deck ratio and all that. We're looking in to see what we can do outside of Gyoki Rematch, which should only be a few levels away, just to get everybody back into the loop of what we were doing here. I think we're level 16, we need to be level 21 to get this. So let's go ahead and try to just keep mowing down some levels. I'm gonna poorly try to go online and see if we can get some people online after we knock out all the characters. We're doing this for the XP real quick, so that we can just get as much experience points as possible for Go or Gore. If you looking at the name here. All right, let's see what we can do. So at least give us a few tries to experiment with what we can do with this deck. I guess as like an opening and all that. So we have Dotscaper. Dotscaper will let us get 2 summons, but no Gyoki summons, but that's fine. So you go All Mirage. Get Dotscaper back. Guess that's at least a link 2. So you could go into the bird or this dude. He would give you, nah, he's better late game. You can target one monster. Nah. Man, okay, so without putting another card down. I say we just leave it there. Because I don't really want to waste the other links if they're not going to be used or whatever, but... Okay, so let's do this now. Let's go with Twist Cobra. We'll use him to get a headbat. Now we still got the 2s. So we could link into maybe a double set of 2s. So we'll go... take headbat. And then let's see... Oh, right, because... Okay, so one of the problems here I see is that everything has to be Gyoki. So even if you want to link to Toolbox it, you have to be very careful about which cards come out first. So you still need to get your Gyokis to come out first, then support cards second is what it's looking like. So yeah, we're definitely going to change that up on the next one. That is definitely what it's looking like to me. Okay. Okay, I mean, alright. That is why we do these. This is not lessons I want to learn in a live duel. Alright, so I'm thinking, since we have a bunch of these, normal summon this, use headbat, get rid of the other one, then go... So now you kind of have these 2, but then if you use those 2, you can't use this thing. Let's see. You can destroy headbat and then go get a copy of the field spell. Nah. Okay, so let's just do this. should have did this from the start. Just load up on the cards that get you the +1s. Because then you can at least play that. Use his effect. Return 1. Use this effect. Get rid of the field spell. Whose effect did we not use? For Scorpio. Now that Scorpio's here, I should have did this order backwards so that if he's going to be the card I get rid of, he should be in the extra monster zone. That's okay. Because I can go for another Link 2 or basically go Borreload. I don't think that's necessary. It's fine. Alright, let's see what the computer does. Alright, it does nothing. Okay, I mean... Nah. This is weird. No need to go up any... Not really, anyway. Could go up to Jet Ogre. You don't need to use him anymore. I guess Decode Talker would be okay here in this particular scenario. So let's just do this. We might add 2 of the spell cards too that gives you a free special summon. It's not a bad way to go, it just clogs up the actual deck. Alright, it's okay. I think we're gonna go ahead and change 2 cards in the main deck and 2 cards in the extra deck. And I'm gonna leave the battle screen up since we're just gonna be right back to the deck menu here. So I'm thinking we had Borreload, Xcode. Who are we not using that much? We didn't end up even really ever getting to this guy. So I'm gonna drop him. Borreload ended up being useful. Decode might be useful, so let's go back and find Decode Talker, the extra deck. We also, I don't know, I was going to use like Synchros or Rank 3s, or I'm sorry, Links in here, but Links are just inherently bad to use for this deck because then you can't use the second ability, which is the primary reason to use Gyokis, is probably the add cards to your hand thing. But tuners and synchros still kind of work, have a little bit of synergy, and you have a lot of variety of levels to work with. So that is a possibility later down the road. I think we should add 1 more of these, but let's go ahead and grab that Decode Talker. Oop. Let's see. We're going to take the interesting one. And then let's go ahead and add 1 more of these. I think doing this might actually help. So, let me see if I have 1 more actually. Oh, I was taking cards out. It's okay. Not how to obtain. That's my bad. Related. Okay, so we're going to add 2 of these in. And then 2 of the field spells. That gives you two loops to be able to do. We need 1 of these. Gyoki, finishing move, target 1 Gyoki gains. That's actually not bad. How do you get that? That's not bad at all. Randomly by winning a duel. That's just spectacular. This is why Duel Links isn't my favorite for testing stuff, but it is at least interesting. I can say that. Is that a different art for the Great Ogre? I might do that one. That's kind of cool. I think this is the other ogre I was talking about before. He would be good in your Link to toolbox. 2 monsters. When a card is point to activate its effect, negate the activation, destroy it. Special one Gyoki from the graveyard. So it's just like good counter Link in a way, I think. Alright, so we've got those saved. Let's take out one Outstretch. See how that does. Yeah. You know, we'll duel this guy. We'll duel this guy. No better way to at least test it. Duel the Vagabond. He's not bad. Usually. Okay, so we got a cage match. Alright, so I say go cage match. Do Scorpio. Oh, he Book of Mooned me. Interesting. I wonder if you can still summon out. Nope. Book of Moon. Or Eclipse, yeah. Yeah. And changes them face up at the end of the turn. Damn. That's okay. Defensively, as long as they don't do piercing damage, it's not bad, because at least they still give you a card per Gyoki. The reason they have 0 defense is to avoid the Gyoki Great Ogre. His ability reduces their attack by their defense and all that, so that's all they really do that for. Okay, Speed Roid. Dude. Okay. Clear Wing. Oof. So a card to add from the deck to the hand. We can take the field spell, or the field spell destruction, and one of these dudes, and that should get us a recovery next turn. So I have a headbat in my hand already, so yes. Let's see if that works. Because either it doesn't work or I die. So, oh, okay, that's not bad. Let's take back this dude. Sick. Yeah, they just like them negates. Alright, we'll special summon this dude. Special summon this dude. We'll go special summon. I think if we just go for get rid of the field spell, spawn back Bear Tug, or Bear Tug. He can use Clear Wing Synchro though, right? So then we'll take, so basically shouldn't have used effect of Bear Tag. That's fine. I'll use 1 per turn. Okay, we'll do this. We'll get rid of Clear Wing Synchro the old-fashioned way and just punch him in the mouth. Okay, that's fine. Because normally I'd go into a Link or whatever, but if we're strong enough to hit him, we're strong enough to hit him. Oh, shit. How do you have 4,900? Oh, he gained the attack of my dude. I'm so dumb. I didn't read. That's what happens. Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read sometimes, if you didn't know. It doesn't really matter which one you add. You can take the octopus dude just to take less damage, but you're gonna lose this one. That makes so much sense. Okay, so basically just don't activate, because I was thinking to go for the Link 3 to get around him, and then I didn't, and I don't know why I didn't, but I just didn't. I was like, oh wait, that's right, you can just attack it, and I was like, no you can't. I'm not gonna do the quit so that I can get the XP for it, because I'm just trying to level up this character, so might as well. It's checking the field for no reason. What's going on? There's one card on the field, dude. I'm just gonna chill in the ship and wait. Just wait. Wait. Why is it checking the field? What is going on? What? Bro, what the fuck? What are you doing? What's it doing? What's its whole life about? If I hit auto, will it... I think it froze up on me, dude. Oh, I'm checking. Am I checking the field? Oh, I was like, wait, what the fuck? I forgot it must have been activating an effect that makes me check. I was like, it's the computer doing this? Why? What? Oh, man. I must be streaming way too late. Way too late into the night. It's funner this way. It's funner this way. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna let it auto itself out. So we already know what this result is about to be. Yeah, death. Oof. Alright. So, I think we would have had that if we did not use the effect of Bear Hug. I don't know why I chose to use it, but I was kind of curious, I guess. Let's go ahead and clear all of these guys out. They just keep popping up. Okay, so maybe Scorpio. Rematch. Maybe go to... I think the guy we said we recycle, we get rid of there, so maybe go to here. So we'll take this one and prep for next turn. Okay, so you kind of have to sacrifice a 2 to get up there. It's not terrible. Not my favorite either. Okay. Yeah, man, the Gyoki deck is kind of tough to make good in this. I think in Master Duel it's not terrible, but here in Duel Links there's just a few key elements I think that are missing. I low-key love how picking different art card actually made a difference, though, on what art popped up, at least. That's something. Okay. Maybe you can go to this one, these two, this. Okay, let's try that one. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, cool. So I got an idea. Oh, cool. So you can actually link up after him, I think. If I'm thinking about this correctly. Now you can go into Warlord if you want, with this one, and this one. Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm thinking we just use the Gyoki deck as an engine, and only like the best parts of it. Because then you can kind of fill it with hand traps and good spells and traps. Yeah, I don't know. I think this isn't bad. We're just going to go ahead and end this game here. Okay. I think if you had a substantial extra deck built up where you had a lot of good Link 2s and 4s specifically. Okay, so let's take another look here. This seemed to work out, doing 2 and 2 of these. Power of the Guardians isn't really doing squat, so let's see what other hand traps that we have that are good. Maybe even doing another monster type that summons out just earth monsters. The levels are super inconsistent. So I'm thinking, because you also have to think it adds 3 cards to the decks. The deck ratio isn't what it's saying it is right here. There's, because of the main event Gyoki, I think adds these cards to the deck. Which, now that I think about it, adds an additional Gyoki Great Ogre. So maybe I could take out one Great Ogre that I'm already adding in and add in another extra deck card. So it's very possible. Let's find out. Let's find out what we can do. Level 4 monster, specifically. Damn. Okay, so maybe Summoner Monk would only be able to fetch for the 1. Let's see. Who else do we got that's a good trick? I guess Speedroid might be a good option. Then you'd have to add the Speedroid extra deck monster. You need a level 3, which is only Twist Cobra. It's not really worth going into for that. You've got stuff like Evil Swarm. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can spawn it out. I mean, it's not great, but it does give you more monster bodies to be able to turn into links. So, like, you can easily turn 3 monsters into 1 link, and then now you control less monsters than your opponent, for example. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to try it out and see if it works. So we might bump up the deck ratio a slight because we're spending so many cards. Let's see, what else do we got? Discard dark monsters. Nah, that's not going to work. She'd be alright, but no. He'd be alright to summon, use the counter, and then link away. So maybe. Just old school toolbox, but maybe. Excuse me. My bad. Lots of reading. Lots of lights in my face. I always thought this was such a cool card design. I don't know why. Dude looks sick. Let's see. Mech Knights could mix well. Maybe. Just as bodies. There are 2 or more cards in a column. Man, that's a stream we're gonna have to do at some point too. Is just doing Mech Knights in a stream. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. So let's try Playmaker again. See how we got. It's a level 40, so it should be at least a valid test of something here. Okay, so decode talkers, of course, main guy. Gonna go to a firewall first turn, I think. No? I'd be surprised. Okay. Go do this one. Okay, so you gotta go for Iron Claw. I don't know why I didn't do that. Iron Claw will let you go for All Mirage, which will, yeah, okay. I did it dumb. I'm just gonna end. I did it dumb. So basically, I do this a lot. I'll just like play quick. So I was used to having to like know exactly what the combo and strategy will be real fast. So then you try to get back in and just play testing, and you'll make all these mistakes just because you want to play quick. We can do that. So go ahead and take this dude. We'll take our damage or whatever. We have 1 turn to make this turn around. Alright, cool. So let's go with this. I think I made the same mistake. It asks you if you want to use his effect, but I don't always want to. But that's alright. We'll go with Jet Ogre to go up the link ladder here. So Jet Ogre, we'll get 2 cards. So we need Headbat, and then we need face turn and Headbat. Yeah, that should be good. And whose effect did we not use this turn? I think Twist Cobra. Should go for... I can go into a Link 2 and return 1 card to his hand, which would be Decode Talker, but he would just tribute to stop that. So, would drop his attack down a little bit. Do this, go for another rematch. So let's do this. We're just going to go for the typical Gyoki thing. because I think this will actually give him a different boost. So we'll go for Iron Claw, so we can't activate card effects. We'll use our skill. Big guy here. I think if I go ahead and use Twist Cobra, I'll tribute Twist Cobra and give his attack over here. We'll activate this so we can't activate card effects. 5200. So that's the best we've done so far with it. So, not bad. Not bad. Best we've done so far with it. Alright guys, I think we're going to go ahead and probably start wrapping it up here. I do want to say, I would really appreciate it if any of you guys check out the Neo Duel live action series. The show should be in the link in the description of this video, and it's on the main channel as the primary video, so I would definitely appreciate it if you guys check out the live action series if you're into that kind of thing. One last Taylor look to see what we can do. We're not that far away, so we'll probably do one more stream of Go at some point, trying to level him up. He's at level 16, so I might play him offline a bit to, this week to try to get him to a better position, because he's kind of sucks. It sucks pretty bad. So I think, can we make a bad player good today? Probably not. I will do this. I will go and play him enough this week to get a copy of the Gyoki rematch card, because that makes such a grandiose difference in what his opening turn is going to be, that I think that'll make a huge difference. So I will probably do that a lot this week. Until then, I'm going to leave you guys with some late night memes to play us out.
I've created a new dual disc that will completely change how we play the game. Go! Neo Summon!
This is what you made me. You
Destroy your master!
Never reminded, never taking whatever you told me.